Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Of course, we're surrounded by books. We have some options. Today, that option is a book recommendation. So it is still Black History Month, so I am doing books by Black authors. I have read all of these. Some of these are standalones. Some of these are part of a series. So we're gonna dive right into it. I am excited. These all happen to be romance. That wasn't planned. It just so happened to be that way. First up, we have Between Never and Forever by Shain Rose. I have shown her books on my channel before. I have talked about them, really enjoy them. This is part of a series. I've actually recommended another one in the series, but there's 4 books in total for this particular series. They're listed in the back. So this is the Hardy Brothers series, interconnected standalone. Each brother has their own book, but the other brothers and their couples will get mentioned. So for the best experience, you'll want to read them in order, but you can read them out of order. I've read all except for the last book, and this is book 3. I have talked about book 2. It's up there on my shelf before. Really enjoyed them. They're easy, they're cute, they're fun. They have little different tropes. Chef's kiss. As my best friend's brother, Dex Hardy has always been my downfall. Older, forbidden, and completely irresistible. Our paths were never supposed to cross, but they tangled irrevocably during those summer nights where we exchanged forevers and I love yous under the stars in secret. He knew it had to be that way, yet he betrayed our relationship the moment he made it public. So I left him heartbroken in order to save us both. Years later, to help my family financially, I signed a 6-month contract to perform within the Black Diamond Resort and Casino. It should be easy, but Dex Hardy is now the cold, ruthless billionaire tycoon who owns it, and he wants revenge. When he finds out I have a ring on my finger, he makes his own deal. Leave a man I don't love and get engaged to him instead, or else. 6 months of calling Dex my fiance, even if he stares at me with hardened eyes. 6 months of ignoring his electrifying touches and pretending I don't love him when I still do. The problem with faking this engagement is I'm starting to believe in forever with him. Yet, as more truths come to light, my fiance may never want to be with me again. I promise you, there is a reason why when things become public she leaves him. It makes sense, but of course Dex doesn't know that yet, so that's kind of like this hidden big secret between them, and one of the motivators to why Dex wants revenge. It does get explained. It's not explained right from the jump. We do have to build up to it, but I promise there's a reason why, and it's a whole thing in itself. But you know, fake dating, forbidden romance, we love to see it. It's always going to be good because there's always real feelings behind fake dating. And of course, between the two of them, they actually have a history. But you know, Dex has this plan for revenge. He's plotting, and she comes and she has another man's ring on her finger. He's not with it. So now she's jumping into this fake engagement with him because, one, she doesn't really like the guy she was engaged to before jumping into this fake engagement with Dex. And honestly, Dex is using this as a way to kind of, you know, exact his revenge and so forth. But at the same time, he likes having her close because he does miss that connection with her, but he's still hurt from the past because he doesn't know the truth yet. It is so good. I loved it. One of my favorites. Dex, he has some things he has to work on, but so does Homegirl, because you know, one of the reasons is lack of communication. If we're adults, we should be able to communicate like adults. Kind of thick, not too much, but I really enjoyed this one. Book 3 in the series. Again, Preferably read them in order for the best experience, but you can read them out of order if you choose. Next up, we have Drunk on Love by Jasmine Guillory. I love me some Jasmine Guillory. I have shown multiple books by her on my channel before, talked about her. Yes, this was one of my first reads by Jasmine Guillory and kind of introduced me to her. Love her, love her. And I think this is such a pretty cover. All right. Margaret Noble needs some relief from the stress of running the family winery with her brother. Enter Luke, sexy, charming, and best of all, in the too small world of Napa, a stranger. The chemistry between them is undeniable, and Margaret is delighted that she lucked into the perfect one-night stand, and she'll never have to see again. That is until the winery's newest hire, Luke, walks in the next morning. Margaret is determined to keep things purely professional, but when their every interaction reminds her of the attraction still bubbling between them, it proves to be much more challenging than she expected. Luke Williams had it all, but when he quits his high-salary tech job in Silicon Valley in a blaze of burnout and moves back to Napa to help a friend, he realizes he doesn't want to tell the world or his mom why he's now working at a winery. His mom loves bragging about her successful son. How can he admit that the job he's so proud of broke him? Luke has no idea what is next for him, but one thing is certain. He wants more from the incredibly smart and sexy woman he hooked up with, even after he learned she's his new boss. But even if they can find a way to be together, that wouldn't be an ethical nightmare. Would such a successful woman really want a tech world dropout? Set against the lush backdrop of Napa Valley wine country, nothing goes to your head as fast as a taste of love, even if it means changing all your plans. So of course, they kind of, when they meet at the one night stand, no one's really doing serious introductions. They're just looking for fun. So both of them are kind of going into thinking about they're never really going to see this person again, but they had a really great time. And Margaret, after things are all said and done, it's kind of back to business for her. She has to, she's kind of like head of her family, not really, but a lot is on her shoulders. And the new hire walks in, Luke. It happens to be her Luke, her one-night stand Luke. And she's immediately like, this can't happen. Because one, she thought she was never going to see him again because it's supposed to be a one-night stand. And now he's the new employee, but they've already hooked up, but they're trying not to talk about it because that can be kind of dicey. But at the same time, they're now put in close proximity to one another, and it's bringing up the old feelings from the one night stand, but also maybe what it could be if it went past this one night stand. So a little bit of, maybe sneaking around. It's kind of giving a workplace romance. A little bit forbidden because it's workplace romance. And then you kind of have that tension burning because they're yearning for one another. They want to act on this, but at the same time, they don't want to act on this. Beautiful, beautiful. It was such a good Jasmine Guillory introduction. It seems like it's thick, but it's actually really not. It was really like a quick read. It kept me engaged. I love the story. I was here for it. There you have it. Next, we have The Kingmaker by Kennedy Ryan. I love me some Kennedy Ryan. Talk about her all the time. This is, in fact, a signed edition of the book. Yeah, I've even met her. Love her. This is the start of a series. It is a series where you need to read the books in order. So books 1 and 2 focus on the same couple that's introduced here, and then book 3 is a different couple, but the characters were introduced in these series. But again, read them in order for the best experience. Here we have it. Raised to rule, bred to lead, and weaned on a diet of ruthless ambition. In a world of haves and have-nots, Maxim Cade's family has it all, and he wants nothing to do with it. At odds with his oil mogul father, he's determined to build his own empire, even if it means traveling far from home. Painted as the black sheep, Lennox Hunter is the exception to every one of Maxim's rules. Protesting the oil pipeline that threatens to destroy her ancestral land, she meets Maxim in a flurry of stars and sparks. That one moment changes everything, and it changes nothing. Maxim's family is still the one stealing from hers, and his father is still the man she hates most. He lies to have her want, and despite the truth, he'll do anything to keep her. Lennox tries to hate Maxim, but the inexorable pull between them across miles and years will not be denied, and neither will Maxim. So yes, this is told over a time span of years. It is like shown beforehand when you're gonna have a time jump, and it is talked about like how old they are. But it's not really enemies to lovers, kind of a dislike to lovers, because of course Lennox doesn't want to like Maxim because of his father, but at the same time she's trying to understand that Maxim isn't like his father. And when they first kind of have this interaction together, Lennox doesn't know who Maxim actually is, and she likes him. But then she finds out more about him, and it's kind of like, oh, you betrayed me, I can't really be with you because of who your father is. And Maxim, I think he feels that pull to her from the start, from that first meeting, you know, at the pipeline protest. And he doesn't really want to let her go. He doesn't want to say bye, because Maxim is so, like, he makes it known that he is not his father. He doesn't want to follow in his father's footsteps. He wants to be his own person. But, you know, his father is big shot, big time. It's kind of hard to do that, and especially with Lennox, she is trying to do what's right for her ancestral land, for her people, and Maxim's father being with him can kind of be perceived a different way. But at the same time, they have that underlying attraction and tension between them, and this pull that they keep meeting. They keep finding ways to each other that's not necessarily they were searching to be together, but they keep being put in each other's paths. And the story is told through years. You do have a little bit of a cliffhanger in this book, so you have to go read the second one ASAP. I, of course, have read both books 1 and 2, love the story. I haven't read the third one yet, but I do plan on it. Again, like I said, the third one is a different couple. So Maxim and Lennox's story will be wrapped up in the second book. Girl, it's a whirlwind. And it's a quick ride. It's gonna keep you engaged. It's gonna keep you locked in. Tap in. Last, we have This Ain't Our First Rodeo by Liara Tamani. This was a cute little cowboy western small town romance. I love a cutesy little cowboy romance. Always will read one. And this is a standalone, I know that. And this is another one where the story is kind of told over years, but not as stretched out as the previous book. 1 junior bull riding champion, 1 restaurant heiress, 1 wild ride. 2 chances at love. 3 years have slipped by since Josie and Shain's worlds first collided beneath the glittering lights of the Rodeo Houston Carnival, since that sweet stolen moment when it felt like nothing could ever become between them. 4, 5, 6 miles of rope winding through regret, secrets, heated kisses, and tangled loyalites after they're lassoed back together. Will they dare to forgive each other and risk everything to save Josie's family land, or will Shain's stepdad and his shady scheme spell the ranch's final ruin? 7 seconds of heart-stopping bucks, twists, and turns. 8 can Shain and Josie hold on? Luckily, this ain't their first rodeo. Okay, so 8 seconds is for the bull riders, which Shain is a bull rider. You know, you're supposed to stay on the bull for at least 8 seconds. That's how you get the best time. But it is, you know, harder than it sounds. So Shain is a bull rider. It's basically in his blood. His dad was one as well. And then that kind of just fell onto Shain's shoulders. He enjoyed it, but then it's kind of like, what else is there to do? And then you have Josie. Her family is pretty wealthy. but she enjoys, you know, being with the horses, being on the family land, but her family wants her to be put on the business side of things. So they don't see eye to eye, but it's not necessarily that she hates her family or anything like that. But Shain and Josie meet when they are young at this carnival. It's a cute little meeting. This is their first introduction. And of course, at this time, Shain doesn't really know who Josie's family is because they're kind of like big time or whatever. And the first introduction that Josie's parents give, they think like Shain is like some type of help or something. It's not good. It kind of makes them look like snooty bigots. And so some years pass and Josie and Shain haven't really kept up to the extent that you think, but Josie's parents are back in the picture, and now Shain is kind of like this hotshot bull rider in the PBR, you know, the person to bet on, so forth, so forth. So now they've met him again, this time as a famous bull rider, but they don't remember when they first met him when he was with their daughter Josie at the fair. So he's kind of like, you know, I'm trying to stay away from this family. I'm not even trying to deal with it. But then him and Josie meet again, and he's kind of surprised that Josie remembers him. And then they kind of hit it off to where it felt like when they were younger, when they first met at the carnival. But of course, there's still some ups and downs. There's some bumps in the roads. At one point, Shain's boys, they're in his ear, making him kind of second guess things with Josie. And then Josie's hearing things from people that aren't necessarily the truth. Also hearing things that she should have heard from Shain that Shain did not tell her. So it's coming out the wrong way and it's causing a rift between them. Josie and Shain have some ups and downs, to say the least. There is a lot going on. There's some drama, there's some secrets, there's some shady things going on that causes a lot of tension for Shain and Josie. And it ultimately becomes, can they overcome all this? And of course, this ain't their first rodeo. I thought it was a really cute cowboy, small town, Western romance. I hadn't heard of the author before, so this was my first introduction to her. I enjoyed it, and how could you not? It's so adorable. Yes, and on the back it says, they don't meet under the best circumstances, and they definitely don't like each other at first, but luckily this ain't their first rodeo. So there you have it. The books in the series, the books that I'm recommending, they're all fairly like pretty quick reads, at least for me. I enjoyed all of them, was engaged in the story, so it kept me reading, it kept me wanting more. I thoroughly enjoyed them, so hopefully you will enjoy them. And if you have some recommendations for me, please drop them in the comments below. I'm always open to reading just about anything that sounds interesting, but I like to stay in romance, fantasy, and a little bit of mystery. That's where I like to stay genre-wise. Hope you all enjoyed this video. I will see y'all in the next video, whatever that's going to be. But if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to see more, please hit the subscribe button down below. Peace and blessings, my loves.